saw Figure Wrestling Federation, I went from, okay, I might buy like a Nation of Domination 4-pack to like, I'm going to collect every Jack's Bone Cruncher I can find. And I was like, damn it. So I'm, and it's wild because there are so many like repaints of those Jack's BCAs.
Bro, I am trying to get one of every Bone Cruncher, like every single one.
So I'm trying to
the amount of like repaints and like re-releases and like, is this a variant or is this an error? It's really crazy. And there's no like official checklist.
I know.
You got to kind of like take a bunch of checklists and combine them yourself. And then you got to make your own checklist. Like, what do you want to count? Like, is this supposed to be repainted this way? Is this an error? It's a lot of weird stuff.
Like specifically Austin's, like they would think of any excuse. God. And I had made like a virtual checklist of like maybe 30 that I didn't have. And I go and I buy like a lot of loose figures. There were 12 in there that I couldn't even find. Like they would repaint.
Yeah.
Like he's got the one with the duty pants on and the weird face with no neck. Like,
there's a bunch of weird ones.
Do you know what figure was like the most difficult for me to find?
I do not know.
This bad boy right here.
Ooh, best of 98.
This one was really...
That's Skull, correct?
Yes. So it was so difficult for me to find because obviously they don't want to throw this and an 8-ball in a 2-pack because kids are going to be like, what's up with this now? Same figure.
As a kid, I bought 2 of the chains and 8-balls and it just made an 8-ball and Skull.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like they put chains and 8-ball in the 2-pack. They released 8-ball separately. This was the only Skull that they put out. Right. So like I wasn't able to find these anywhere. Even Toy Vomit was like, "Oh, I probably got one of those laying around." And they're like, "No, we don't."
It's a tough one. That's his only release.
Yeah, it was tough for me to figure out. I had to order it on Mercari, and it took like
Mercari. That's like dangerous.
Took 3 months to ship. It was terrible, terrible. So I was like, man, you wouldn't expect ones like that to be so hard to find. At first, I thought it was going to be the Executioner. Thought that was going to be tough.
Like he was my like my white whale back in the day, because it's crazy to think now, but in what was that, 98, 99, 97, whatever, Long Island, New York didn't have Target. And it was a Target exclusive. And I didn't really have access to the internet, or at least like I didn't really know or had the funds to purchase it.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, he was pretty pricey, and by pretty pricey, it's probably like $45. But in 1998, for a kid, that's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I paid more than that for one, and then the next thing I know, I had put it out on Twitter, and I got 2 more of them showing up at my doorstep. Like people were just giving them to me, and I was like, "Well, damn,
wow, good for you."
Now I got Terry Gordy, Barry Hardy, and Dwayne Gill. I got all 3. I got every Executioner now. So yeah, I mean the BCAs, I almost admire how ugly they are, because there's like an art that went into making them.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I like. Like I'll go there and I'll be like, man, I want some ugly ass figures.
Well,
like,
there's a bunch.
Yes, there are. But then there's also, just to bust one out, another one I got at Toy Vomit.
I just got those this year. I never had those as a kid. There's Sid, Sting, Flair, and Luger. You're missing the belt though, brother.
I am missing the belt, and I was not thrilled when I found that out. But because it had the original packaging torn to shit. But that was the first wrestling figure I got for Christmas, and I see it and I was like, all right, I'm getting that. I'm getting that.
Sure.
I'm dropping on that. Like, are there any I know that you collect older stuff. You don't collect modern day stuff. You've mentioned even on the air as recently as I think the interview I saw with one of the guys from Jazzwares. Like if there's a figure that comes out now and it's like an older Undertaker, you'll get it. But if it's 2021, 2020 Undertaker, you don't. What's like your big figure that you're seeking out at this very moment?
So, yeah, so that's my 2007 is my cutoff. That's when I, debuted in WWE. That's when I consider myself making it in the business. Yeah. So that's my cutoff, because if I don't have a cutoff, I already have so much as it is. Imagine if I didn't have a cutoff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd be screwed. I'd be screwed. So right now, what I'm looking for is more pre-production stuff. That's my passion. The stuff that was never released, the stuff that's like a prototype, if you will, because 30 years later, we're finding things that we didn't know were supposed to come out.
Yeah.
I just got something. I have it right here on my desk. I can show you.
Yeah, please.
Are you familiar with the Hasbro Royal Rumble figures at all?
A little bit. I'm still learning individual series and things.
Okay,
like
so
that.
the Hasbro Royal Rumbles are these like tiny guys.
Yeah.
Like so small, right? There were 6 of them that came with a Royal Rumble ring, and you like hit this thing and they fly out. And they made some other figures. So I was making a purchase. This is embarrassing to say, a large purchase for some prototype figures. Nothing crazy, just like maybe like the Talking Ultimate Warrior. It was the hand painted prototype, so he's got the logos on his cheeks instead of the big one on his face. And then there was a Hogan like this and a Macho Man, and they were the hand painted versions. And I'm thinking like, do I really need like hand painted versions of something that came out?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of my rule too. Like I don't really need, if it came out, I don't really need the prototype of it. If something's like drastically different or something that didn't come out, that's what interests me. But for Hogan and Macho, it's like, they're right here. Let me just get them, right? And then they show up. And I can't believe I didn't notice this from the picture. But what I was buying was the model, like the 2-up of these things.
Oh, nice.
So like they have the stand on the bottom, like these are the paint masters, and then they shrunk them down.
Yeah.
And then I hit the guy up. I was like, all right, well, I need everyone else you got. So I got the Slaughter.
Oh, nice.
I got $1 Million Man. I got Jake the Snake.
Oh, I
got
that.
Big Boss Man. And then of course the Macho King. And they look like just the regular size Hasbro.
Yeah.
But there's no joints. There's nothing. They're on these bases, all hand painted. So I didn't even know that that's how they made these Rumble guys.
Yeah.
So to have this whole set, it's like, whoa. So it's cool that, 30 years later, you're finding these things.
And breaking your own rules is like how it starts, and it snowballs there. Like after you all did the history of ECW video, I was like, I got to go get that Taz. That Taz is one of the coolest figures I've ever seen. They weren't around here. So then Toy Vomit's got a box of loose ECW. They accidentally put a Mike Awesome Toy Biz in there, and I'm like, well, damn it, now I want some of these Toy Biz figures.
Oh, bro, scratch that figure itch, baby. That's how it starts.